Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. We're going to be doing things a little bit differently for this vlog. I've actually lined out my talking points, so hopefully things will run a little bit smoother for you guys in the future. Instead of me just straight up rambling along, I have a list of topics that I want to cover. So we'll just start off and run through things. So I know that content has been light on my channel over the course of the past week, but once again, that is due to unfortunate facts that I cannot go full-time on YouTube yet, and sometimes my regular job has to take precedence as even I bow to some of the trappings of mortality and have to admit that sometimes food is a necessity. Now, this has borne out, though, an interesting conundrum for my channel. Now, what do I do when I simply don't have enough time to complete a video game? Because, you know, I can't do a full review on a video game that I haven't finished playing. That would be implying a falsehood and would be dishonest and unethical. Now there are times that a full playthrough simply just isn't possible, so what's left would be to do a first impressions look or presentation format that would allow you to the consumer, a look at the game along with my take on it and whether or not I think it's worthwhile. Now, after spending the past week deliberating, I think I've worked out a format that I think will work for a first impression series. It'll be very similar to my review methods, with some differences to take into account the fact that I haven't played through the entire game. Now, as that is the case, I'll be bringing back my Is It Worth It series, and would be working on some custom thumbnail designs for that series. Now, of course, I will continue my SidAlpha Reviews series for any games that I have played through to completion, but I felt it was only proper for people to know when or if I haven't done an entire playthrough of a game. If I haven't played through the entire game, I don't feel that it's right to be doing a full review on it. However, it's something that is clearly a first impressions or a first look format or something like that would definitely be a lot more appropriate and wouldn't be misleading to you guys. Now, a lot of people are probably going to say, well, I don't care if you played through the whole game or not, just review it. I appreciate that, and I know that some people are going to say that, but before you do, please take into account that one of the things that a lot of people on my channel have subscribed for is the simple fact that I do things in a very honest and direct fashion, and that I deliberately go out of my way to not mislead you guys. And if I did a review on a game that I had not played through in its entirety, that would be misleading. Even if I were to say at the beginning, I haven't played all the way through it, well then, also at the same time, if you haven't played all the way through, you shouldn't be reviewing it because it would be misrepresentative because you haven't seen everything the game has to offer. Whereas if it is clearly in a first impressions or presentation style format, that is a lot more proper in being able to relate information to you guys. I'm not being misleading. I'm not being overly critical of a game that I haven't played all the way through. I'm not being undercritical, but you know, it's one of those things where perception and reality we have to be very careful about, because I don't want to play an hour of a game like Mass Effect 3 and then give you a video format review of the game. That would not be representative of the gameplay, and it would drastically change my opinion, most likely, if I were to play the game all the way through versus only an hour. So now that we've beaten that dead horse enough, let's move on. I'll also be working on a regular format for relating PC gaming news on a more regular basis, as is reasonable. Now, I think we all know that worthwhile news doesn't occur on a regular basis, but when I'm able, I will be dedicating one day each week for gaming news when it's applicable. Now, this will not be limited to PC gaming news, as larger stories affect gaming as a whole, and it should be treated that way. Now, this will be done in a style that will still be very similar to what it is now, but it will incorporate hopefully some more professional overlays that I will either design myself or I will have commissioned in order to avoid using the same tired background for everything. Of course, exceptionally important stories will be handled on a case-by-case basis. I know that I jumped the gun a bit in the case of Trek Industries versus Activision, and I will take a more objective reporter-style stance to zero-hour topics like that. and will of course follow up with opinions and other pertinent facts in a later on video when more complete picture is formed. Also, if anyone comes across any stories that involve the gaming industry that you feel are important enough to report on, tweet them at me. I'm very active on Twitter. I'm almost always looking at Twitter at some point or another. And with more eyes out there, more important stories have a smaller chance of getting missed. Also, it's with those overlays and everything like that, and the general format and everything, the weekly roundups or something like that will probably be done in a style somewhat similar to a cross between what I do now and Total Biscuit's content patch. I'll probably rip off a few ideas from him. It happens all the time. Look at the Co-optional podcast and the Dropped Frames podcast. The formats are identical. YouTubers copy each other's formats all the time. It's fine. Total Biscuit's done it. He understands. It's cool. So just so you guys know, though, that please reserve any shout outs or anything. Hey, come take a look at this. Please reserve that for video games or gaming news only. I won't get involved in any of this YouTube drama or anything like that. Tabloid journalism and online bullying like the Keemstars and Leafies of the world hold zero interest for me and have no place on my channel. While yes, it would take minimal effort to mimic those channels, and I would probably be exceptionally successful at it, I will continue to hold myself to the standard that you all have enjoyed so far. And I think that being able to sleep at night is far more important than having a lot more subscribers on YouTube. So in addition to that, my first resurgence of the Is It Worth It series will be on Technomancer, and I have 2 other games that I'll be doing Is It Worth It videos on, and those should be coming out one a night over the next few days. Now, I'd also like to take a moment to thank my Patreon subscribers. I actually came prepared for this one this time. We have Cyber Slacker, Jim Harris, Ralph, and still the 800-pound gorilla, Lich Smash. Thank you guys so much. You make the world a better place, and you help to make this channel better for everyone. All of you are gentlemen and scholars in the truest definition of the term, and if anyone else feels like donating on Patreon, please feel free to do so. You certainly won't hurt my feelings or anyone else's. There are prizes and rewards to be had. Also, if anyone feels like making one-time donations, I do have a tip jar set up on my YouTube page. It's a blue button that says support with a $sign on the right-hand side. I know at least one person so far has expressed interest in making a one-time donation, and for those of you that don't want to or can't make regular contributions, that should work for you okay, because you have $1 amount, $5 amount, or choose your own amount. So if, I understand people's incomes vary, and I understand that it's unfair, a lot of times it's unfair to expect donations in any way, shape, or form. I never do that, but a lot of times people do want to help out, but they don't have an income that would be able to support constantly donating, or maybe they just don't feel like constantly donating. That's fine. That's what the tip jar is there for on YouTube. So if you fall into those categories where you do want to make a one-time donation to help better the channel, that's there for you. Please feel free to use it at your convenience. So that's all I have for you guys this week. Once again, thanks for watching. All of you make the world a better place to live in, and I sincerely, dearly thank you for it. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I will see you next time. Hi there, boys and girls. Thanks for checking my video out. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button and maybe even that subscribe button. Trust me, it works really good. Don't forget to share with your friends, and if you're interested in following me on Twitter and Facebook, the links for that are in the description down below. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in helping to support the growth of my channel, and the link for that is down below as well. And once again, thanks for watching and supporting my channel, guys. I really appreciate it.